Hello everyone, Juicebags here, giving a little overview of Tipsy and I's co-op run on Stairs of Doom. Anyway, we didn't quite get the high score that we were really looking for here, but we were able to get a third place, so I figure it was worth putting it up. The strategy's sound, it just needs some few tweaks for survivability. Now Tipsy took the crossbow, and I've got the stone staff here. You see we start off just up in these little underpasses on each side. Tipsy takes the left, I took the right side. And just burning through. We go all the way up until wave 10. The break at wave, right after wave 9 is where we start building out the box down below. But this is basically the first 9 levels, just killing orcs. There's a nice little mid-air catch, I think, here with the stone staff coming up. I was about to get my head cleaved in. I like that stone staff. I don't think there's shy of using the new fear trinket. I don't think that there is a really solid substitute for endless mode for the crossbow. Vampire gauntlets would be a close second, probably. But the stone staff is nice on co-op. It's got the penetration, and then you know, of course, you can AoE stone the group in front of you. The conal wave. This is our last co-op run for quite some time, so we really wanted to get number 1, but weren't quite able to do it. Tipsy has now left for the Navy, the U.S. Navy. He's probably actually checking in at his little basic training center right now as I record this audio here. We never got Tipsy's mic quite dialed in for Orcs Must Die 2. We were able to do some co-op videos in Borderlands 2 where we were doing the live commentary with both of us, but for some reason Orcs Must Die 2 we were never quite able to get it dialed in, so. Of course, I'm still relatively new with the YouTube video creation, so I don't have all the fancy gadgets and proper software yet. I'm still using Fraps. Anyway, just grind away after these first few waves. We just buffed these boxes out as much as we could as we had coin, because we knew we could always vendor it, sell it off once we got to that point. So let's go ahead and jump forward to wave 10 here, where we've got our box set up downstairs. You see we got the push traps up top. I'm sure many people have seen the video. Over to the spring traps, scorchers, spikes, grinders, and acid sprayers. Now, I did end up turning those scorchers around. I've got them facing the wrong direction, and they're blocking the spike traps a little bit. Or, I'm sorry, the push traps, or the spring traps, excuse me. Blocking those some. We don't want them getting springed into the side of a scorcher, so I ended up flipping those scorchers around. Now, by the end, we actually took the scorchers and moved them up onto the wall, which you'll see. Which seemed like it was a better plan. I usually don't like keeping scorchers up above the acid sprayer in that situation where there's a push trap or a spring trap involved, because a lot of time the scorchers will bounce the mobs back out and they won't actually go into the traps. But you'll see what we got going here. Springing them over. There's a couple of nice 10Xs. The stone staff makes the null control quite a bit easier, even when there's a bunch of them. And you see we're springing them over. Here's another 10. Get 10X is pretty easy here. We did get some 11s too. I don't think we saw anything better than that, though. Tipsy was focused on stunning into that area, as you see, so we didn't get much crossbow spray over into the final kill zone. It's a tough mix on this one. We went on and buffed all of our traps out. We weren't as concerned with the timing of the the push traps and spring traps, because you know, being on endless mode, you get yourself into a position by wave 15 or so where this sort of kill box isn't quite doing the job. You need a little bit more killing power. So we went on and we didn't leave any of the traps unspec'd. Actually, we did. We left the acid sprayer at reduced damage, but that was it. Everything else is juiced up to full. It was our first point losses there. I wasn't really paying much attention to my health. Now I've got the wind belt, so of course I had to run around a little bit more and blow mobs back over the barricades and back into the trap setup there. You see, we build this out all the way as far as we can by the end, but this is just all we've got the cash for right now. Actually got a little bit higher score on solo. Our timing was a little bad at the end, and we ended up just getting our asses beat. And with you know, with Tipsy getting ready to leave, he's of course had a lot of packing and things to do. So there was quite a few other things on our mind besides Orcs Must Die 2, believe it or not. But we did want to get one last co-op video in. On that same note, the next several months I will be without a co-op partner, so anyone that wants to do some high-scoring co-op, I've got a bunch of good strategies that are very solid. I've got what I think is a guaranteed King of the Hill strategy, but Tipsy and I have not, you see I'm turning the Scorchers around there. Finally realized it wasn't quite the right deal. And now we jump back forward all the way to wave 25. You see we've got a little mini box set up on each side by the rift. We've got that out as far as we can go. 3 rows of push traps there. Now when I did this solo and got the 4 million and change high score, my problem ended up being sappers and keeping the dummy barricades up. You see, I don't really point that out, but there's a dummy barricade right at each entrance. Since you've got that line of barricades so close down there, you really need to make sure that the sappers have something else to run into, because they can really ruin your day. Now with Tipsy and I on co-op, our problem was we just got overrun. Now I did fall off the edge a couple times. Tipsy fell off the edge once. We weren't too concerned about it with 50 ref points. But we did get overrun. I think the next wave may have been the one that we were getting beat up pretty bad. I believe we made it through wave 27, so we had a very impressive score. It's definitely a good setup if you can create just a little bit more survivability. Not having room for any real ceiling traps right up at the top of the stairs here where I'm standing now made it a little bit, these boxes a little less effective. We had web spinners up there just to collect a couple combo points. Pretty much every wave from 10 on, we collected quite a few 10Xs. But we weren't quite able to get much higher than 11s.
Begin the lesson.
Things start to get a little ugly for us here in this wave. That's a hell of a combo builder down there. Got that idea, of course, from some other videos. That was not my idea. I just tried to expand on it a little bit. And I've got some ideas for solo to do this again. But anyway, like I was saying before I was talking about flipping those Scorchers around, I'm going to be without a co-op partner for the next several months. Anybody wants to get some #1 high scores on co-op, by all means, throw me an invite on Steam or throw a comment down below. Steam name, of course, is just Juice Bags. I've got a King of the Hill strategy that's very solid for co-op that I'm pretty sure we'll get the #1 high score, like I'd mentioned before. Tipsy and I did it twice, and we're just killing it. Both times Steam went down. Once at wave 55, and the second time at like wave 49. So we never revisited that one. Hopefully at some point Robot will put something in for those situations. Because like the wave 55 when we were a couple hours into it, and then Steam, interrupted our group, which quite the bit of rage there going for a moment when that first happened.
Here we go.
Things start to get a little uglier for us here. I believe it's the next wave that we finally lose on. Although with this strategy, they're quite a ways away. One of the nice parts of this map for endless mode is that the rift does heal you. So as you see, you can run back up to that rift. The mages, of course, are always just a pain in the ass. We both went with the Sork on this one for the increased mana pool. I took this side specifically for that reason that you just saw. Any of the orcs that weren't comboed in the traps, I could blow back over the barricades there with the wind belt. Really low on health again. I'm thinking for you maybe drop your max down to a 10x. But if there's a way to incorporate some sort of heals, either the vampire gauntlets or maybe even a healing well to do this on solo. Well, you couldn't do the healing well, I guess, because you need the acid sprayer. But maybe the vampire gauntlets instead of the crossbow is the way to go on this one. I've always also debated on the wind belt. With some of these endless mode traps, are you really getting the benefit out of the wind belt? There we are. We we completed 26 waves, 3.8 million. I believe it was we needed 4.3 for the #1 high score. But we were still happy with the run on 26 waves. Yeah, our best combo was an 11. But you see there, we only made it to wave 26 with 3.8. The top two ahead of us went if we would have just made it 2 or 3 more waves, we would have been over the high score. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Please click that like button and subscribe to the channel. There will be much more Orcs Must Die 2 coming soon.